Alright, what I gotta do first is replenish my supply of clay. This is J-Mac clay, medium grade, or hard, medium hard. I get this from Sculpture Depot in Loveland, Colorado. They come in 10-pound blocks. And what I do is I use this drywall tool to cut it into manageable sections. Now the clay melted a little bit, that's why that hunk came out the way it did. All right, I'll be back after I get done doing this. I had somebody ask me yesterday on my video from yesterday to explain my jig that I made for working on different parts of the figure separately from the figure. And I told him I'd tell him about it today. I got one of these Lazy Susans that you can actually buy off of Amazon or at a hardware store. And it's got ball bearings, and these ball bearings are shot. But I've screwed it onto a square piece of wood so that I can attach this to my table and anchor it down so I can use it as a turntable for working on a like the head or something like that. Now, I've got a wooden dowel, or a round wooden dowel, big one, but you can get a 1x1 or some kind of piece of wood. And what I did was I drilled a hole the size of the adapter. I'll show you it with my. It's an attachment for an impact drill. It's a I can't remember what they call this. For a non-impact drill for putting regular drill bits into a regular drill, you can get an attachment for your impact drill for that. And it expands and contracts as you turn the what do they call these? I can't remember. Anyway, the end of this device here is just like the impact drill attachment that you just drop into an impact drill. So what I do is I drilled a hole big enough to take that bit, or that end of it, and then I drilled or screwed in a couple of screws to lock it in place so that it won't be twisting around or coming out. And then when I'm working on a head by itself, I just tighten it down on the armature wire, or in this case, this tool, and it holds it in place while I'm working, and then I can turn the thing I'm working on this Lazy Susan that I've got at the bottom of all this. Um, anyway, that's how I worked that out. I just don't know what they call this part. I'll look it up, and it's a chuck. I think that's what it is. Anyway, it's a regular drill bit chuck for it's for regular parts for drilling holes. You can't do that with a impact drill. You have to have an attachment for the impact drill to adapt for this type of a drill bit. So that's how that works. All right, let's get on to sculpting now. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the leggings of the Native American. They're going to be leather leggings, and I've got to do that before I can start the loincloth or anything else. Now this is another handy tool. This is an ink roller. You can get it at a print shop or online. I got mine from Amazon. And it's an ink roller. It's rubber, so the clay doesn't actually stick to it. You can use it to flatten out a piece of clay. Now, if you don't have, this is handy if you don't have a pasta machine. I just don't feel like using my pasta machine today, so I'm just going to do this because it's simple and easy to do. And then I'm going to cut the clay with an X-Acto knife. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay. I want the upper part to be loose and open, so you can actually see that it's the skin sleeve pulled up over his body here. All right, now I just work down the leg and do the wrinkles and all that stuff. And get that worked out. Now, where his knee is, the leather would be pushed out and distorted because when he kneels down and stuff like that, it stretches the leather and causes it to get out of shape. Now this is a wrinkle, and I've got to have the wrinkle extend all the way around the leg, so I create it to do that. Now I probably will have this wrinkle covered up by the loincloth, but I'm going to try to act as if it wasn't going to have a loincloth. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is just basically building up the wrinkle and wrinkles in the legging, and see how that turns out. A lot of what an artist does is recreates what he's had experience with, and back when I was younger, I used to make my own leather clothing, Native American clothing, and would wear it just to see how it reacts on the human body. So this is all I'm doing, is I'm adding wrinkles to the legging and doing it until it looks right. It takes a lot of practice and doing this over and over again, many times. I'm doing an older style of legging, and the thing about this type of style legging is they had a large area of skin that was split, that hung loose from where it tied onto the belt. And I'm trying to recreate that. It would be split open all the way down to here, and then would be stitched up along the seam line. I'm trying to get that replicated, but I haven't tried that for a long time, and I'm trying to see how it's going to look. It's a style of legging that was from the 1800s to about 1845. And I really like it because it's so dramatic looking. And it has a bit of a flap that comes out the bottom of the legging. That would drag on the ground. Well, I think that's about all the time I've got to work on this today. It's the detail work that just takes forever. I've still got the fringe to do and the beadwork, and then I got to do the other legging, and yeah, that's gonna have to be all done before I start the loincloth. All right, everybody, that's gonna be it for this week, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, and good night. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really would help me. Also, check out the link below this video. It will take you to a review of my 9 instructional videos that could be very helpful to you if you're thinking of sculpting. Good night, everybody.